What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Owie, and today I'm going to be giving my movie review of The Suicide Squad, directed by James Gunn, starring Margot Robbie, Idris Elba, John Cena, John Kinnaman, and Viola Davis. This movie is more or less a soft reboot from the first film that came out back in 2016, directed by David Ayer, which that movie was a complete piece of trash. It's time to move on, and it's time to move on to James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, because this is a vastly superior film compared to the first, and it's pretty much the same damn movie. That's the funny thing. Like, we have the recruitment scene of all the characters with flashbacks. You got the camaraderie scenes between the Suicide Squad members. You got people dying, a lot of people dying. That's why it's called the Suicide Squad. You got that happening in the movie. And then you got an over-the-top villain at the end that controls mindless villains, like in the first movie. So there's so many things that happen in this version of the Suicide Squad that happened in the first movie. The difference is James Gunn. It just has that James Gunn rhythm. The problem with the first movie is that David Ayer was trying to be James Gunn, and that just did not work out. You could say it was studio interference or whatnot, but that movie, it was just a complete mess. Where this movie, it's just a crazy, over-the-top, zany adventure with a lot of violence. I mean, a lot of violence. It is gory. There's heads getting chopped off. There's guts everywhere. There's cursing. I mean, this movie is a hard rated R. That's what I love about the movie, is that if I want to see a bunch of reject, violent superheroes, villains, anti-heroes, I want to see them do what they do best, and that's kill and whoop ass, and there's a lot of that in this movie. And I feel so good for Margot Robbie. I'm pretty sure a lot of men say that, but I feel so good for Margot Robbie because her character of Harley Quinn is finally in a good DCEU movie. I mean, third time's the charm, I guess. I mean, the first Suicide Squad, trash. Birds of Prey, trash. The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, good. Even great, I might say. I really like this movie, and I really enjoyed Harley Quinn in this movie. I mean, she's always been a good portrayal of Harley Quinn. She's just finally in a good movie. Idris Elba as Bloodsport, as the leader of the Suicide Squad in this movie, I really enjoyed him. He had a lot more humor than I was expecting from his character. John Kinnaman as Rick Flag. He's a bit boring and forgettable in the first Suicide Squad. I liked him a lot in this movie, so I thought his character had more of a role to play. And John Cena. He's one of the MVPs of the movie, I'll say that. A lot of funny parts come from John Cena's character, Peacemaker.
Starfish is a slang term for a butthole. Think there's any connection?
No.
And John Cena's description of Peacemaker as being an asshole version of Captain America. Yeah, that's who Peacemaker is. He's just, Captain America if he was a psychotic killer. Polka Dot Man was cool. He had some funny parts, especially, a lot of problems with his mother. He has a lot of mom issues, I'll say it that way. So his character had some pretty funny moments, and his powers were a lot more interesting than I was expecting. So I liked him. Ratcatcher 2, I liked her character. She was a really nice character. Like, she was a real sweetheart. I don't know what she's doing with these group of assholes, but I liked her character. She was probably the heart and soul of the film. And of course, you got King Shark. King Shark is... oh man, he's the MVP of the movie for me. I mean, he was so damn entertaining, and Sylvester Stallone as the voice of King Shark was just perfect. And he's had some of the most violent kills in this movie, so I really enjoyed King Shark. I mean, there's so many characters in this movie. I'd say one thing that I did not like about the movie is that because there were so many characters in the film, I mean, the movie's called Suicide Squad, so there's a lot of people who die, right? And there's a lot of people who die in one scene. I'll say that without spoiling too much. And I thought after that scene, it kind of dimmed the tension of the movie. Like, I didn't have to worry too much about, oh, who's not going to make it? Is this character going to make it? I really hope this character doesn't die. Because they put their eggs all in one basket, and they threw that sumbitch against the wall and just had that shit splatter everywhere that... we only had a handful of characters that we could care about. So, yeah, that kind of ruined the tension of who's going to live, who's going to die. So that was a slight issue that I had with the movie. And I also wish we would have delved into the past of a few characters in the Suicide Squad, like Idris Elba's Bloodsport. I really wish we would have got to know his character a little bit more, because he has an array of weapons and gadgets that are so damn interesting. I wish we would have learned a little bit more about Bloodsport. As with Peacemaker, John Cena's character, but as I've been informed, John Cena's character, Peacemaker, is getting his own spin-off. So there we go. We're probably going to learn a lot more about John Cena's Peacemaker in his own spin-off. And the visuals were freaking fantastic. I mean, there's so much craziness going on screen, so much violence, blood, gore, mayhem. The action scenes were great to look at, and they were fun and engaging as well. Like, there are some visuals in this movie I thought I would never see in my life. And without getting into too much spoilers, I'll just say this: Harley Quinn, rats, eyeballs, and starfish. Those are 4 words I thought I'd never, put together in a sentence, let alone all be in one scene together and done beautifully. But it's done in this movie, so James Gunn, my hat's off to you. There were a few issues I had with some visual effects. Like, there's a scene where Harley Quinn is whooping ass, she's just killing a lot of people, and we get like cartoon flowers and cartoon birds put on screen as she's kicking ass, which I didn't need that. Just give me Harley Quinn doing what she does best, and that's whooping ass. So yeah, I didn't need some of the visual effects in this movie. It was a little too much at times. But, during the big action scenes, I thought the action scenes were pretty crisp. So I think that the visual effects were on point for the most part. And the humor was on point. The humor was on point, as well as the banter and the camaraderie within the Suicide Squad. I liked the quiet moments when each character gets to reflect on their own, personal whatever. I thought that felt more natural in this movie. It didn't feel forced like the first movie. And I ended up caring about a lot of the Suicide Squad members. So yeah, just everything about this movie I really enjoyed. And by the end of it all, I was freaking satisfied. I was satisfied with what I watched, and if this was the movie that would have came out back in 2016, we probably would have had 3 or 4 Suicide Squad movies out already, because this was an entertaining movie. It was fun to watch, and I'm going to have to watch it again. That's how much I like this movie. So I'm going to have to rate James Gunn's The Suicide Squad a 8.7. And so thank you, James Gunn. I am excited to see what else you could do with this franchise. Something I did not say after the first Suicide Squad. So I can't wait to see the 3rd installment in this series. Post your thoughts and your comments down below of the Suicide Squad. What did you guys think of it? What would you rate it? Let me know. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to see me again, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you all next time. See ya!